Hey everybody, it's Therapeutic Thursday. Good to see you. And yes, I still miss you. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about fairness. A couple of weeks ago we had a story, It's My Way or the Highway, with Cora June. And we saw that lots of times she said, it's my way or the highway. Which, think about it for just a minute. Was that fair? Was that taking turns? Was that being nice and doing the right thing with friends? I don't think so. So today we have a special lesson, and once again, Miss Natalie is going to bring the middle part of our lesson, and she is going to talk about fairness. Now, I know that you're at home, and I know that sometimes with brothers and sisters, things just don't seem fair. And we hear things like, Mom, so-and-so's not being fair. It's my turn, it's not your turn. All of those things lend to fairness. So let's look at Miss Natalie's lesson on how to be fair and what it actually means.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Natalie here, and I'm so happy you're joining me for another Therapeutic Thursday. So, last week I talked to you guys about our 5 steps to conflict resolution. So, I hope that the 5 steps have been really helpful for you. I hope you've been able to use them and been able to practice them so that our conflicts can be resolved very quickly. So, today we're going to talk about fairness. So, some of you may know what that is, but some of you may not. So, I'm going to kind of give you a little refresher and maybe tell you something that might make a lot of sense. So, the first thing that I want to say is fair does not mean equal. Now, to some people, they probably think that fair does mean equal, but that's not always the case. Fairness means treating people in a way that is right or reasonable, but that doesn't always mean it has to be equal. So, sometimes people think that if they work less hard than somebody else, then they still deserve to be treated the same way. So, here's an easy way for maybe you to understand. So, you guys know that if you read your AR books and you take the tests, then you get AR points. So, at the end of each semester, you guys can get a reward depending on how many AR points you have. So, some people really want to get the prize. So, they read lots of books, take lots of AR tests, so then they get a lot of AR points. So, do you think it would be fair if we just let everybody get the AR reward, even though not everybody read the books? That's kind of the way that you can think about fairness. So, I know that plenty of people have probably said, that's not fair when they didn't get a chance to participate in the AR reward. But I want you to maybe think of a time that you thought something wasn't fair. Now, if you think back into your brain and you really think hard, I want you to think about maybe you said that wasn't fair before, or maybe you just thought it and you didn't say it. I want you to think about what actually happened. Was it that you weren't treated fairly? Or was it that maybe somebody did something that they deserved it more than you did? Maybe like at the end of the week when you've done really good in school and you haven't moved your clip, lost any dojo points, lost a ticket, not done anything. You've had a perfect week and it's your trip to go to the treasure chest. Now, do you think it's fair if somebody that got in trouble all week gets to go to the treasure chest too? Because you worked super hard to earn your trip to the treasure chest. Now, some people would think that means that it would be equal if you both got to go. But we have to learn what it means to be fair because we don't always get what we want and not everything is handed to us. So, sometimes we have to work really hard to get things that we want. And that's what it means about being fair. So, sometimes you may think that your mom and dad aren't being fair because your brother got to do something that you didn't get to do. So maybe your older brother got to stay up later than you did. Well, he's older. So, when you get older, then you'll get to be able to stay up late just like your brother did. So, I want you to remember this. fair does not mean equal, but it does mean that we can work really hard so that we can all be treated right and reasonably. I think that you guys can get it, and I think that you can learn that fairness means that we treat people the right way, even if it's not always equal. Bye, guys. Have a good day.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that talk with Miss Natalie. And boys and girls, we do need to make sure that we understand that the word fair doesn't always mean equal. I think back to a time when my youngest daughter was saying, it's not fair, a lot. And it was in reference to my oldest daughter, Forrest, and her getting to drive. When she turned 15, she was able to drive and practice, and we went to parking lots of churches and things like that so that she could practice driving. And my youngest would say, Mom, that's not fair, I want to drive. And I had to explain to her that fairness is not always equal. And in that situation, well, with age comes privilege. And when Forrest turned 15, she was able to practice driving. When she turned 16, she was able to drive by herself. With age comes privilege. So sometimes it depends on your age in order for things to work out for you. Now, there was a very famous person. His name was Martin Luther King Jr. And he made a comment one time, and it was that the true measure of a person isn't how they act when everything is going well. The true measure of a person is how they respond during difficult times and during chaos. So boys and girls, when you're playing that game and you think it's not fair, what's your measure going to be? How will people see you during those difficult times? Will they see you as an upstanding individual who works through those feelings of things not being fair? I hope so. For today, that's all. We hope you have a wonderful Therapeutic Thursday, and I can't wait to see you guys. Have I already said I miss you guys? You know I do. You guys take care.